Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Shabbat Shalom. Today, na Saturday, number 28 day for this month of January 2023. My name na Capo Daniel. I am the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonia Defense Forces and the Anti-Kidnapping Czar of the ADF. I am the spokesperson of the Ambazonian Governing Council, the Egg of Sea, aka Sense Past King, una own countryman, Ambazonian FBI, Lukong. Una welcome to our daily podcast, a program where they bring una the truth, where they bring una meaningful information, fact-based analysis for help we as we the worker for this journey to our freedom, the independence of Ambazonia.
Let's ask the AU to call for negotiations. Genocide is going on in Ambaland.
Good people of Ambazonia, we come today in the backdrop of 3 IED attack against the Cameroon colonial occupation terrorist forces in the capital of our resistance, the home of the brave, Bamenda, the most populous city and town in Ambazonia. Who then kill too many La République du Cameroon, the terrorist forces them, so they around lose count. Would I even forget for the publisher, even the excitement of publishing Cameroon lost, it then became weather as it then become normal thing now for begin the finish a kelebe them. We go continue the jam them one by one until the last Cameroon occupation forces is booted out of Ambazonia. Ladies and gentlemen, the episode for today be titled The Sanctity of Public Space. The Sanctity of Public Space. But before we get to that, we want to talk about the attack for inside a new church for Bamenda. We killed 2 Cameroon occupation terrorist gendarmes. The attack happened, a very clean and precise target. We attack only the occupation forces, and we'll be very happy with our population as they then begin to receive and they understand the order what they give. We then they talk for a long time, say any place where Cameroon, ya occupation forces then they warana police, gendarme, B, on any mixed patrol of their terrorism, make our population meet and stay away from those areas because those areas become a battleground. So one for thank our population for begin stay far from them. And many people they move their market for corner place where then they always try for come corner we make we begin to run away from them. So for Church Street yesterday it will be very remarkable and a very precise attack designed not for touch any Ambazonian for get any collateral damage. And we be clean, it will be done very well, and the population be just come out for that area, run as we always tell them immediately do anytime for attack, because this Cameroon military them, when you attack them, they go turn attack our population because they know say that attack go benefit na the population. So they go turn for punish the population because they know say an attack against Cameroon na a benefit for the population. Shortly after the attack against the Cameroon checkpoint, when at the 4th attack go down carrying for their checkpoints in this week for inside Bamenda, then turn for try for attack our population for area them for around Tanka and for Mulang. The attack it will be captured by our civilians our forces they no be just shit down quiet because they be no say as La République the terrorists they know now for attack our innocent civilian, they go do havoc, they go do their worst. So we intervened for inside Mulang yesterday, we return fire and we push them back out of our quarter them. And I feel here for background audios recording from our civilian them for this incident will take place yesterday for Bamenda. We managed to push back La République their forces, me they no enter camp for inside quarter them. Then comot go, but before the one go, they be do their worst. Open fire for building them for inside tanker. But boss people that window them, bullet hole them for people that house them, with small picking them for inside, with pregnant women them, with sick people them, senior citizens, indiscriminate shooting. They no care who them target them, they no care who they harm them. Fortunately for our people, there no person no die, but 2 people that don't go for hospital with bullet wounds them for their skin. I will put some of the pictures of how them for instant tanker. I'm gonna see how the terrorist occupation forces them. They don't spray bullet them for people they house them for instant tanker. They for Bamenda. This one a further proof saying an alien force, an occupation force. We have no value for our civilians. They have no interest, and they need to come for them for protect we. Then come for them to protect their state interests, and will just be an inconvenience for them. Fellow Ambazonian, yesterday, the chairman of the Ambazonian War Council, the Ambazonian Governing Council Defense Executive Board, it didn't come yesterday, but Mr. Benelikwa, he addressed our people on the issues of defense and addressed them regarding the 11th February, when a day for humiliation, and a day for catastrophe, for Ambazonia. He have this to say to our people.
In just a couple of weeks' time, on the 11th of February, La République will attempt once more to demonstrate ownership of us, demonstrate occupation of our land, force us to celebrate their dehumanization of us in what is called by them as 11th of February Youth Day, a mockery, if there is anything that can be mocked in the world.
Talking about 11th February as a mockery, the fact that La République go transform a day we be a national day, transform them to become a youth day, na a mockery for Ambazonian, our personality, our state personality, a mockery for the dignity of our people and our statehood. We call on all Ambazonians for boycott any attempt for La République for mock our people by performing propaganda celebration on 11th of February. It is banned, and any Ambazonia where you could take part in any 11th February celebration in any shape or form should be ready for the consequences.
Any attempt, to manifest on 11th of February in Ambazonia is a heinous crime, treason, an unpardonable mockery of the Ambazonian nation.
All Ambazonians are thereby notified of consequences in participating, enabling, or promoting of Cameroon colonial mockery of Ambazonia on 11th of February. Fellow Ambazonians, the Ambazonian leader of our War of Liberation, Dr. Cho Lukas Ayaba, is also scheduled this Saturday to address our people, and he will be answering questions. For the first time, the president of the Governing Council of Ambazonia will be addressing our people following the Canadian statement about pre-talks and commitment by La République and Ambazonia to a negotiation process, an Ambazonian joint statement by the bloc of our leaders that are representing our country and our state interests diplomatically in this engagement and in other international diplomatic endeavors. Dr. Cho Lukas Ayaba will be addressing the Ambazonian people today, Saturday, at 6 p.m. Boya time. Put it on your date on this 28th of January. Ambazonians across the globe are appealing to all Ambazonians to come in and support the fundraiser events that will take place today, Saturday, in Ambazonia. It will be hosted on Ambazonian Communication Network, the ACN. Look at the link on Zoom to join and participate in this huge effort to raise funds that is going to be fundamental in our defense in Dian and Meme. From all corners of Ambazonia, from Balinyonga to Bakwiri, Bangwa, Bawok, all tribes, all villages should come out in their number to express their national desire for a nationalist approach to our independence in a diverse manner. Ambazonians are all rendezvoused this Saturday, 6 p.m. on ACN television for the fundraiser. Come prepare for a fundamental change in Ground Zero. The Ambazonian Governing Council have built the capacity and have built the force from which pools all Ambazonian Defense Forces are being supported. You can be rest assured that the Governing Council is a properly constituted body of Ambazonians at home and abroad that have come together to put an institutions with checks and balance, transparency, accountability that yields result with command and control that make sure our military is there for a nationalist purpose with accountability and is the best way for us to be effective in fighting for our liberation. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonian, as today's topic it be public space, the sanctity and a sacred place for our country during this liberation movement. Fellow Ambazonian, it be very inconvenient each time we challenge each other for public domain. Some people they call them say washing dirty linen in public, but we know say for Ambazonia, na say they wash clothes. You do wash clothes for backside or for front door. You go dry them for outside. It is show for all place. Unless na dross where you go put them, you put towel on top for cover them, because something in the way it need for be hidden in the public, while others them they need also for be exposed so that you could receive sunlight. Nevertheless, today for this main topic for this podcast, that the idea about debate and engagement, which sometimes it be misconstrued as infighting and argument, and some Ambazonian they don't want to make with challenge each other for public and make with focus on the enemy. At the same time, this is a very important aspect of our liberation and the approach of me as an activist saving my country. There are strong principles and we must work as a principled people. There are things that have made themselves in the public domain. Things that are in the public domain requires a public address. That means anything that is in the public space will require that there be a public address of that issue. The public space is sacred. It's a place of sanctity. The public space, that means in public media, social media, mainstream media, is an environment where you build the morality and the psychological environment that determines if a people can collectively progress, develop, or thrive in democracy or in civilization. Half-truth, lies, misinformation, bad behavior, immorality, promotion of corrupt individuals or corrupt behavior, chaos in public space helps overall to shape the consciousness of a people, even if these things in itself are not controversial. If left alone, will establish itself as a norm and acceptable behavior and will build a public consciousness that will be toxic in nature and will rule back an enabling environment for conditions that enables the development of a progressive society where you allow lies, immorality, misinformation, half information, irresponsibility, and corrupt behavior in public space. You build a recipe for a corrupt and unprogressive society. That is why each time there is a misinformation, there is a need to make sure that the proper information is put in the public. Each time there is half-baked information on purpose, the full picture must be painted. Each time there is a lie, the truth have to be spoken. Each time there is blackmail, the truth have to be spoken. There is no benefit in silence in the presence of the building of a public consciousness of chaos, misinformation, fake news, etc., etc. It is in the interest of the bad actors, dictators, corrupt officials, thieves, and conmen to be left alone, to be ignored by those who represent and champion principled behavior. No thief wants the topic of stealing to be prevailing. As much as our people want tranquility, good people must speak up, even when things are not controversial. Appeasemen have proven to be a failure and have been the cause of all the wars that have been fought. When good people stay quiet, evil people will prevail. When evil people are left alone, death, darkness, chaos will befall the whole community. Lies, misinformation, bad behavior, corruption must be confronted, especially when it slips its way into public domain. As the Bible says, there is a way that looks good, but the end is disaster. You may not want us to confront or debate or challenge each other, but trust me, ladies and gentlemen, in progressive society, that is where you have the biggest debate. Democracy is not quiet. It's not just peaceful. There is confrontation, there is debate, there is anger, there is division, there is partisanship. It's in the middle of this chaos and rambling that the best ideas prevail, that truth is established and justice is established, and communities that are progressive are built based on this diversity. There must be interaction of the diverseness. They must come together for the right to prevail. No people will succeed by isolating and building camps and alternative ideas and alternative platform without any convergence. Convergence will bring conflict, but it's in the midst of human interaction that the best prevail. For a society to be in a position for it to be free and democratic, there must be a mature embrace of the reality of diversity, and they must be tolerant to debate, scrutiny, oversight, transparency, accountability, etc., etc. If we must expect or build a democratic society, we must start demanding that of ourselves today. Tyrants strive by outlawing debate, outlawing confrontation. We must demand an end to lies and liars. We must ask people to debate, to confront each other and challenge each other with their own ideas and their own perception and opinions. We must build a society where we have majority of people being able to express themselves positively, and those who just generate lies out of thin air with no substantiative backing of what they say must be confronted. You have the right to express yourself, to debate, to challenge each other. It must be done so in a progressive manner with good faith. But people who abuse this right to come and lie to the people, to use their right of expression to manipulate our people, to con them and carry out social media experiment on our people must be challenged, must be confronted by the good people. The good must rise amongst us to establish an enabling environment for us to succeed and progress as a people. Do not expect your vanguard to stay quiet when people lie, when people pollute public space with half-baked information, misinformation, and deception for all. We will continue to speak and challenge it until Ambazonia is free.
Genocide is going on in Ambaland. Let's ask the UN to come for negotiations. While our people are refugees everywhere, Human Rights Commission, what have you done? The church is
Capo Daniel, signing off.
To stop the genocide, the churches must stand for the oppressed.